Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to blend colors into your letters using your brush pens. So yeah, let's get started. First, let's look at the things we need. Your favorite set of brush pens, waterbrush pen or a paintbrush, and watercolor paper. Before I jump into how we should be blending letters, blending various colors and getting those smooth transitions, I'm gonna start with things you may be doing because of which you aren't getting smooth blends or you're getting crease lines within your blends. So things like that, we're going to see why it happens so that you avoid those mistakes and eventually you get really good and smooth happy blends. It's important to understand the paper you're using and your brush pens and how they work on different papers. So here I have 3 different papers. This is a watercolor paper, this is a linen cardstock, and this is a mixed media paper. So here we are going to see how to test your brush pens with these different papers. All right, so I'm going to use a red and orange and a yellow, and we'll see how they work. I'm going to use a red, a bit of orange, a little yellow. Now let's see how they blend. You can go ahead and add in more color because there is a little less color in this area. So I'm gonna push it further. So now you can get a hang of how much distance should be left between each color. So yeah, for things like that, these tests pretty much work out well. Alright, I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow over here. Alright, now let's try the next one. So I just tested out these on these 3 papers, the same colors, and yeah, I thought there would be a difference, but it doesn't really seem to look that way. But I really liked the blend on the mixed media paper. They're really smooth. So this method that I showed you, where you use your brush pens and blend it with your paintbrush or water brush, it's gonna work amazing, but it's not good for the lifetime of your brush pens. So I usually pick color on my water brush and then use that so it doesn't hurt your brush pens in any way. Okay, so let's jump into mistake number 1 that we may be doing. Okay, so here I have a base hand lettered here, and I'm gonna blend this with a few colors. So first I'm gonna dip my water brush in some water. So here I have water and here I have a tissue, so you will actually know what I'm doing with all of these. On my Instagram videos I usually cut out these portions, so yeah. Okay, so first I'm gonna pick up some color onto my water brush. You can also swatch these colors on a blending palette or on an acrylic block and pick color from that as well. So first I'm gonna pick up some color. You can have a piece of paper to test out the consistency of your color as well. Okay, so this looks pretty good. So I'm gonna start with this color. And the thing about blending is you have to work really quickly. So now I have done a bit of color over here, and now I am looking for a different color to blend next. So I am going around looking for a color or searching for it, and by the time I select the color and start using it, this portion of color, the green color on the letter, would have dried out. And if I put in the next color, I will not get a smooth blend. So yeah, I just picked a yellow color and I decided to blend it with this. Okay, so if you notice, you will see the crease of green over here. And so the thing about this is you have to keep your colors that you're gonna blend all of them ready in hand and open and accessible immediately, because yeah, once the pigment starts to dry, you cannot really work around with it. So here I have used both the colors when they were wet, and you cannot see a hard crease around here, and the transition looks smooth. But here, yeah, you can find the green color again. Now I'm gonna try and blend this. Again, you'll see a crease over here and a crease over here, which doesn't really do it. So suppose you want to make it smooth and you try to go over it with another layer of blue. If the green is still wet, it will blend in together. So I think, yeah, the green is wet over here, so it has blended smoothly. But suppose you try to go over this for a smoother blend. Let's see. So the yellow has dried out completely, and it's just not working here. I'm not getting a smooth blend because of the dried yellow color. So again, once it dries, I will find a crease all over there. Yes, so I wanted you to make sure to get really smooth and pretty blends. The colors that you're using, keep it ready and open in hand. So instead of deciding at that moment and looking for the color, and by the time you get it on your paper, your previous color is already dried and you may not get smooth enough blends. So to avoid such things, always keep your colors ready, open and accessible. And let's go to the second one. Always clean your brush before you pick another color. For this one, I'm going to use these three colors. I'm going to start with the red. If you want your colors to be a little darker, you can add more pigment as you go. So now all the blends look smooth. However, in this portion, I am not happy with the blend. So if you dip your water brush in clean water and then you try to blend this portion with a clean brush, it's gonna give a really weird looking cauliflower effect when it dries. So never take a clean brush into your blends to either fix it or to work around with it, because yeah, you cannot see it right now, but once it dries you will notice why it went wrong, and then that's a time when you cannot really fix it. So yeah, it's always a good idea not to work over a dried blend or a blind or a dried out color. So if you want, you can always work over it with the same colors, but yeah, it will show out because water-based colors are transparent and you will have a, yeah, you can actually see through what went wrong before. So all right, I'm gonna keep this aside for now. For the next one, so suppose you are blending these two colors, orange and a red. Probably I'll use orange and a yellow to show you this. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is, when you blend colors, it's always good to blend from one end to another. Like I'm gonna push this yellow till here. So for this this stroke, I'm gonna leave the blend till here. I'm not gonna do it till the end. So I'm gonna show how it makes a difference. Again, I'm gonna do the same with the red. Suppose it is okay, it is wet enough. So I'm gonna leave it halfway over here. I'm not blending it till the end, even on this stroke. So yeah, and yes, to be clear, these are not the ways you should be blending. Yeah. And here I am gonna blend it all the way to the end with a little bit of orange. All right. Yeah, you might ask that if you blend to the end, the color over here is going to dominate the top color. So in such cases, what you're going to do is you're going to wipe off the brush a little and then continue blending, so that this color doesn't take over the entire stroke. So there you have a smooth blend again. Yeah, you'll find that there's a crease line over here and over here because I blended this yellow only till here, and it clearly shows that you stopped your blend right here. So you may want to avoid mistakes like this. Yeah, let's start from mistake number 1. Here we had let the color dry till here, and then we chose the next color and started blending. Yeah. So you can see a crease over here, which does not give you a smooth blend. Right. And mistake number 2, I like to call this the cauliflower effect, where you used a clean brush, clean water brush, clean water, and tried to blend two colors that already were together, and you can see a crease over here. Like this entire portion looks faded. Same over here. So do not try to fix your blends with a clean water brush or with just water. You can reuse the pigment, take the pigment again on your water brush and then do it over again. Again, it's not really a suggestion, but yeah, if you really want to fix it, yes. Okay, this is mistake number 3, where you need to blend one color throughout the stroke and not leave it halfway. So here I had blended red, and from here I took the yellow only till here. Yes, you do not want to blend it completely. In that case, you can wipe off your brush and continue blending. Again, please note not to take clean water. You just have to wipe a little bit of water off your brush and then continue pushing the color in and blend it. Okay, so these are some of the common mistakes that may happen while you are blending. So now I'm going to show you how to blend completely and get a perfect little blend for yourself. So I'm going to pick these 3 colors. I'm going to mix it all in. So first, let's start with some yellow. So I'm going to pick color like this, or you can also use a acrylic block, swatch some color over it, and pick it from there. So whichever you find easy. So since Karin markers are really juicy, you can pick enough color on from the nib itself. But if you have brush pens which do not have a ink flow as these pens, you can apply some here and pick from there. All right, so first we're gonna add some color and stop where you wanna start the next color. And since it is still wet, you can quickly wash off your brush, wipe the excess water, pick the next color, and it shouldn't be too strong for me, so I'm gonna take off some color over here. And then start by mixing it a little over here and then blend them together. Again, there's too much of water, so I'm gonna wipe it a little and I'm gonna continue blending. Alright, so now the entire portion is still wet, so I can still play around with the colors and blend them. Yeah. Now I'm gonna continue with the same color. If there is really less water, your strokes are gonna be this strong. So yeah, you may have to take care of that as well. Add more water if required. If you feel it's too light, you can add more pigment. Okay, now I'm gonna pick the next color, that is red. Tap it slightly and wipe it off and then continue your blends. So once you wipe it off, you can play around and blend it throughout the stroke, like I mentioned in the previous tips. Yeah. And then let's continue. The thing about using water brushes is you get a really nice pastel look for your colors, because there's so much of water coming out through your brush pens. So yeah, sometimes if you really want dark and strong colors, you have to keep adding more pigment. Yeah, and I'm gonna finish it off with a yellow. You can go ahead and add a few shadows to it. And the thing is, suppose there are places where you do not have the kind of perfect blends that you wanted to go for, you can always add highlights with your white gel pens over it and cover that up, so it's not really a big deal. Alright, so at first we had tried out these blends. So if you are looking for really strong and beautiful blends, you can always use the brush pens on your paper and blend them, because as you use your water brush, it's gonna dilute your color. So if you like these pastely blends, you can always go for water brush, or even paint brushes can help you retain the colors. But yes, water brush, since there's a lot of water coming through the pen as well, it takes a lot of it makes your colors muted and a bit pastel. So I hope this video helped you identify any of the mistakes you have been making, or if you feel I missed out something, do let me know in the comments below. And yeah, we can share it with people and probably who are having a tough time with their blends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day ahead.